A Nintendo Direct is fast approaching, so let's talk about all the stuff that we can expect in 2020.
Block content.
What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. We have a lot to expect from this upcoming Nintendo Direct, right? I mean, E3 time is going to be a lot different than it used to be, because this time it's just going to be a digital event for every single one contributing to E3 this year. Yes, because of everything going on in the world, it looks like we won't be getting any sort of stage show, and even E3 themselves is probably going to be holding some sort of Nintendo Direct-style digital presentation. So everything is different, but for Nintendo, everything pretty much is the same, which leads us to believe, what are they going to be showing this year, and is it going to be what fans are expecting? Well, today I have a lot more information about those different games, and to get to talk a little bit about the different styles, the different predictions, and of course what we can expect from the rest of 2020, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into a couple of Nintendo Direct leaks, and of course the games that are very much highly anticipated in this year. And I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube videos? Well, whatever you can think of, send your question through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in one of our next Question Blocked episodes. And here's a brand new giveaway. You can win one of 4 Super Mario Surprise capsules. Any Mario item Yoshi could be inside. I leave them closed so you can find out what's inside when you win. And I'm giving away 4 of these, so remember to like this video, subscribe to Blocked Content right now, and comment down below to enter for the giveaway. Well, the first game I wanted to start off with is Metroid Prime 4. Yes, it's been long rumored that we might be seeing something for Metroid Prime this year. I mean, it's pretty much safe to say that this game will not release this year because development has been restarted by Retro Studios, and everyone is really happy about that because they've handled the Metroid Prime franchise so well in the past. So the idea of not having them involved was very sour for a lot of people. So having Metroid Prime back at Retro is a very good idea, but of course it takes a long time for a game to, emerge from being rebooted completely. So when can we expect the game? I actually believe, because of all the direct leaks that we've been getting, and a lot of them actually include Metroid Prime 4, that we can expect at least a little bit of a teaser. Do I think that this will be a gameplay teaser? Well, there's 2 ways to go about it. Normally, these things will have trailers that are full cinematics, right? That they can just work on with a different type of team, just deliver some assets and models in the story, while the other gameplay team basically focuses on making the game. And for Metroid, I think it's a little bit of a different situation. I mean, Nintendo games, more than any other game, always use cutscenes with in-game graphics. That is so they can change things a lot more easily down the road, right? If they want to have a sort of different vibe to a cutscene, or if they want to have a different dramatic act happening, they can just pretty much change the animations and the models right there. I think for Metroid Prime 4, the same rules would kind of apply. So do I believe that we'll get a cutscene or something like a trailer? Yes, and I actually think it might be in-game graphics too. That's kind of what it would strike me as a Metroid Prime 4 reveal. It won't be gameplay, so you won't be seeing first-person shooter style action, and you won't see level design or stuff like that. But what I think we will see will be the actual new model of Samus. I think we will see in-game graphics, but not necessarily gameplay. So yes, I think we are getting some sort of footage, some sort of cutscene, or some sort of trailer cut, but I think it will be very brief, very small, and I think, yeah, they'll actually apologize literally for saying, well, it's a long ways away. You can expect this in 2021. We don't even have a date for it in that year. We don't even have a month that we want to release it in. We're just working very hard from getting this thing completely rebooted. And of course, a lot of people are asking, well, where does the Smash Brothers of this come in, right? Will we be getting some sort of representation in terms of Psylocke? Will Psylocke be the new big bad of that game? And will we actually be getting, because Smash Brothers, of course, now with the new ARMS character, and previously Byleth, is doing a lot of stuff to kind of, show that Nintendo first party has a lot to offer and kind of market them as well. And a lot of people are kind of saying, well, the story naturally goes to Psylocke, so Metroid Prime 4 would make a lot of sense to focus on that character, and if they want to promote the game in Smash Brothers with a DLC pass, then that character also does make a lot of sense, right? Now, the next game I wanted to talk about is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, and for a lot of people, this is one of the most requested titles ever, because the game was so incredibly well made, the first one, and of course it won a whole lot of awards and was a lot of people's game of of that year, and sometimes even game of all time, right? I mean, it was incredible how crazy the scores of Breath of the Wild got. I thoroughly enjoyed the game, but I also believe that there's a lot more that they can do for a sequel that isn't necessarily just more of the same, right? I really want to have this world be expanded upon and Link's moveset to be expanded upon. And if I say Link, I might mean also Link and Zelda, or maybe even the other champions as well. Yes, I think there has to be some sort of new element in terms of gameplay to keep things fresh and to basically have a whole new story also come with a whole new gameplay style, which would make a lot of sense for The Legend of Zelda, because every single new game, they have a brand new mechanic that drives the story forward, right? The development team of Zelda always works from gameplay first and then story second, which is interesting for a franchise as story focused as The Legend of Zelda, but that's the way that they do it, and that's the way that really works. So will it be the resurrection of Ganon? Will it be going into the tomb of Ganondorf and trying to find some secrets and stuff like that? Will the gameplay be half underground and half on the top of Hyrule? Well, a lot can be speculated about. I think that it's the right year to show something of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. It's been a long time since we've had an initial reveal in the Nintendo Direct, and I really feel like fans are waiting for at least one trailer to find out what this game's gimmick is. So that's what I'd say. Please give us a little bit more on Breath of the Wild 2, because everyone is very, very patiently waiting for that. The final game, or the final game series I wanted to talk about was, yes, of course, we pretty much have some of the big three here with Metroid, then Zelda, and of course, we have to talk about Super Mario, because everyone's favorite Goomba-stomping plumber is turning 35 this year, and it's a pretty incredible feat to have this big anniversary actually handled in terms of game remasters. Yes, the rumor right now is that there are a ton of Mario remasters coming, including Super Mario Galaxy Remastered, Super Mario 64 Remastered, and one of my all-time favorites, Super Mario Sunshine Remastered. Well, having these on the Nintendo Switch on the go would already be incredible if they actually remaster these games and make them look like modern Mario. So if Super Mario 64 got an overhaul very similar to the DS version, but then looks a lot more like Super Mario Odyssey, that would be incredible. There's a couple of different ways that they can go about creating this, right? They are going to take the original art style of the game and just completely polish up the textures and everything, so it will still look like Mario 64, but just work better, maybe at 30 frames per second or something like that, or they can completely overhaul things. And this is where it becomes kind of difficult, because a game like Super Mario Galaxy already looks quite good. So you can easily just up-res that game a little bit, update the textures, and that's all. But for Super Mario 64, I think pretty much you have to remake the entire game. So yeah, and that doesn't seem very Nintendo. If you include those two games, or even three games in one set, and they have varying differences in terms of being remastered, that doesn't really jive with what Nintendo does in terms of quality. So I don't really know how they will do this big package of a Mario 35th anniversary set, but I'm very curious to find out if they do complete remasters, or if these will be simple ports with maybe a little bit of up-resing, and of course being widescreen for the older games, right? Well, all of that is extremely interesting to me, but I'm really curious if you guys have any thoughts on games that we are for sure going to be expecting on E3 time. Of course, June is when E3 is going to be, and Nintendo has already announced that they are going to be unveiling the next Super Smash Bros. Character, and we already know it's going to be a character from ARMS. We don't know which character it is yet. A lot of people get very upset when they think about it might be a new ARMS character for ARMS 2, because they explicitly state that it's a character from ARMS. So is it the ARMS franchise or the first ARMS games? And of course, they show off all the characters in little windows, and it can't really be Springman, right? Or else the whole past could be something like, we're bringing back assist trophies to fighters. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on with that reveal, and I can't wait to find out who the character or characters are. There's a lot of leaks surrounding that, and I talk about them a whole lot on the channel. So yeah, I'm really curious if you guys have any games that you are for sure expecting, maybe something new on Kirby, maybe something new on a Donkey Kong game that maybe would be working on for a different studio, something that Retro Studios might have been working on before they got tasked to do Metroid Prime 4 from the Japan team. I'm infinitely curious, so please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this, and if you comment down below, that could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, what game are you for sure expecting to be showing up on E3 2020? And it's going to be a big E3, right? Everyone's going to be all stops out, because of course everyone's working from home, everyone's quarantining, staying at home, so everyone's going to be watching. This is not the time that people will be at work, this is not the time that anything else is going on in the world, so all eyes will be on these gaming companies. And as for a previous comment question winner, our answer comes to us from our user, the Dream Traveler 11, saying about a Tekken character in Super Smash Bros. Either if it's Heihachi, Kazuya, or Jin. We don't know if it's either one of them. Heck, since Heihachi was a Mii costume, same goes to Lloyd Irving and Gilgamesh from the Tower of Druaga, but either some Smash fans have requested the other Bandai Namco characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate like Cosmos, Dig Dug, Klonoa, Nightmare, Agumon, and Prince and Solaire. But I'm still hoping if it's one of them, I'm fine with that. However, it's up to Sakurai and Nintendo to make their decision, except Nintendo has already chosen the ones they pick, so that's the only one way to find out. Well, Dream Traveler 11, thank you so much for sending in your comment, and I actually completely agree. There's a lot that they can take from Bandai Namco. They have so many great characters. They could do like a fighting game mashup themselves, right? I mean, a lot of love there, and to have it included in Smash makes complete sense. I mean, Sakurai tasked that team to work on the games, and it's been incredible. Their partnership has really shown a complete new quality for those games in terms of the detail and the polish of the fighting game aspect. So I totally love giving them a lot more credit, and maybe something in terms of characters, right? Lloyd Irving is one that people are expecting for a very long time. Cosmos has been rumored in a lot of leaks, including actually the famous Grinch leak, right? That had Cosmos as well. Agumon has been requested to me a bunch of times on blocked content here, and yes, I would totally love a Tekken character. And Jin is very likely. I feel Heihachi, of course, already shows up in some form in Smash Brothers, so I can't wait to find out who that character is, because it's going to be a big deal, right? It's going to be something that we don't really know how it's going to be turning out, which character they will choose, but I feel like they deserve it, right? Don't they really deserve to have another character in Smash Brothers? So let me know in the comments down below. It's super fun. Thank you so much for sending them all in. And of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats during our live streams. You guys make this channel totally possible. So if you want to have yourself created in blocked content style, join me for a discussion, or even have your own ideas become animations, please go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there in the waiting just for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications. And all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya!